This morning, President Donald Trump told Americans that our economy will boom like never before. And ever since this statement, both the crypto and stock markets are up on the news. That looks very much like Bitcoin is heading back above 90,000 all the way to 92,000. I'm going to show you on the charts why those levels are significant. But the question of the day is, does that mean that the bottom is in, or is this simply another dead cat bounce? A lower high will be put in. Do we still have lower to go? We'll be tackling those questions and details all throughout today's video as we close out this week. But make sure you stick around to the very end. I'm already seeing some comments in chat. Some people think they might know what I'm going to say. Stick around all the way to the end. You will enjoy today's episode. But make sure, if you do, to smash that like and hit subscribe. First, though, we got to roll an intro. All righty, everybody. Welcome into the Investing Bros live show. It's 3 o'clock. We got another good one lined up today. Whether you're a hater of the show or a lover of the show, we're so glad you guys are tuning in here, being a part of the Bros community. I got two great looking guys with me here to run out the show today. I got Smay down here. Smay, I'm loving the Harry Potter glasses this week. Is this going to stick around for next week? Is next week a whole new set of glasses? What can people expect from you in that bottom right corner?
No one can expect anything from me, Tim. But I will say, maybe this look stays, maybe not.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe the sunglasses come back. Maybe new glasses. Maybe a new hat. We'll see.
You never know with Smay. That's if nothing else, you got to come back every single day just to see what Smay is doing. Put a 1 in chat if you guys love Smay on the show. We also have Tshroom rocking the Gators today. Go Florida. How are we doing today, Tshroom? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Tim. My team, the Florida Gators, are doing really good in basketball. They are number 2.
They are,
and
actually, yeah.
They'll be taking on the Missouri Tigers, which are number 7, today at 7 p.m. So it's a great day to wear my Gator shirt.
There we go.
Go Gators, go Gators. And I'm doing better than I deserve, but the Gators are doing exactly how they deserve. Number 2.
All right, there we go. Hard work pays off. For those of you who don't know, March Madness is afoot. The Florida Gators is a college basketball team and football team, but it's basketball season right now. They are doing quite splendid this year so far, Tshroom. So happy for you. My Hokies suck. Let's move into some crypto conversation here, everybody. But before we do, let's get into the news headlines, our 1-minute news wrap-up with Tshroom. What are the big headlines today, Tshroom? Take it away.
Yeah, so we're going to start in the United States here. Kentucky Senate passes a bill that will actually protect Bitcoin self-custody rights, and then now it's heading to the governor's desk. The bill passed with 0 votes against it, so very, very good momentum. Could they have the same luck, the same outcome for the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve in Kentucky? We will see. Secretary of State Howard Lutnick says President Trump's goal to eliminate taxes for everyone earning less than $150,000 per year. Very big headline. We'll be discussing this one more. You may have seen this one earlier in the week. We're going to break it down today, give our thoughts on it. New Bitcoin ETF alert. Rex Shares launches BMAX as the ticker, a Bitcoin corporate treasury convertible bond ETF. The fund provides exposure to convertible bonds from companies holding Bitcoin, including MicroStrategy and Bitcoin Miner. Marathon, make sure you understand how this is different from other Bitcoin ETFs before you buy. It is a convertible bond exposure, not Bitcoin spot. So very, very different. President Trump says our economy will boom like never before. And these words, as Tim said in his intro, are echoing across the markets around the world, sending stocks and cryptos higher. How long will it last? Russia is using Bitcoin and Ethereum as well as stablecoins for oil trade with China and India to bypass sanctions. Ooh, an interesting twist of the tale for cryptocurrencies on the geopolitical stage. Never a dull moment in this amazing industry. Chuck Schumer, shut down Schumer, is shucking the name. He's shedding the name, shut down Schumer. Now he's just saying this. He says he will not block Republican funding bill amid Democratic divisions over the shutdown strategy. But I'm asking, is it too good to be true? Is there something lingering here? Could there be another way for this bill to fail? Or could there be a whole bunch of liquidity about to pour into the market from that spending, from that bill from the Republicans? All right, that is it. Yesterday we had a great time with Caleb Franzen. Got a whole fresh batch of headlines today, Tim. That was our news, and there's definitely some bullishness in there, especially from Kentucky and from the ball places, Chuck Schumer.
Yeah. A good question coming in chat from Constantine Korkolis. I don't know how you say that name. This is a good question and clarification. I don't know if I know the answer. Tshroom, I don't know if you do either. Does that mean everything up to 150K is tax-free? And I'm assuming what he's pretty much asking would be, and maybe you're not asking it, so clarify the question. I read that as, like, let's say you made $200,000, not 150,000. Are you paying income taxes on 200,000, or are you only paying income tax on 50,000 because you're only 50,000 higher than that? That's a good question, because I did see, let us know in chat, we might discuss this later, what your thoughts are about this. I think the majority of us here are going to be coming in with our incomes under 150,000, but there are people out there that says, okay, well, in that case, aren't you then discouraging people from being more successful? People are trying to cap themselves right there. But if that was the case, like, let's say your income was $200,000 a year, but you'll only be taxed on 50,000 of it as income. That would make a lot of sense for continuing to incentivize people to build more businesses, to build more income, to continue to better themselves. Otherwise, you're going to see a lot of people and a lot of jobs being offered where they put the number right, like 149,999, so that you don't pay income taxes. Very interesting. Tshroom, do you know any details about that? I'm assuming not, but maybe you do.
I mean, the way that this reads is Trump's goal is to eliminate taxes for anyone earning less than 150,000 per year. So it seems like it's confined to the person and the status of whether or not they are earning more or less than 150K annually.
Smay, I want to throw it to you for saying, but I'm just saying, like, it would be silly if, like, the person making $149,000 a year is paying zero taxes, but the guy making $151,000 a year is paying like $30,000 in taxes, right? That would be absolutely ludicrous. Smay, do you know the answer to this question?
I know a lot of things. I happen to just know a lot of things, guys. And I'll tell you this: if I were to glean based on how current tax brackets work, if you were to eliminate taxes for people on under 150,000, how that would work is basically what you said at first, Tim. Is that 150 would not be taxed, and anything above that becomes taxable income. So basically, like in the tax bracket now, if I'm at a tax rate of 12%, and then I go and I say I make 10,000 more, now I'm in the next tax bracket. It doesn't mean now all of my money is taxed at 20%. It means that the first amount is at 12%, and then anything above that is now taxed at 20%.
Hey, listen, Smay, whether you're right or not, I'm rooting for that to be the right one. I hope it is. Let us know in chat if Smay is right. Does Smay know everything? William Wallace thinks he does. Let's talk charts here for a second, but really quickly, shout out to the sponsor of today's show. We're going to be going through a lot of different things here, but if you ever watch the Investing Bros, you know you don't get a single episode we are not using Lux Algo. And the reason why is because Lux Algo is like a cheat code on the charts. If you want to have a higher probability of predicting which direction the market is going, where the significant support and resistance levels are going to be, and just how structurally we get there, Lux Algo is going to be the number one option for you. When you use our link down below, two really cool things happen though, right? You not only just get the indicators, you get 20% off when you use our link, and you get free access to our VIP trading group where we have daily discussions and trade setups that you can follow in case you're newer to the world of trading. So shout out to Lux Algo. With that said, let's get into the charts here, and we're going to talk about what is happening. Very bullish day here so far. Very bullish day as Bitcoin did make it up above a $85,000 mark for the first time again since last week when we fell back down around March 9th, give or take. And we made our way down to new lows of this year. The question on everybody's brain is, which direction are we going from here? Which one happens first? Yesterday, we had a poll that I asked you guys, will 74K happen first or will 90K happen first? And yesterday, a lot of people were saying 74K. A lot of people were predicting downward movements. Well, today, I asked the question, do you believe the bottom is in? And we have 48% saying yes, 52% saying no. Now, maybe we have a different audience. Maybe we don't have the same viewers coming in, but it seems like a lot of people are more bullish today in our community than they were yesterday. And here's where we're going to get into it. I have been saying now for over a week, some of you will know this, I've been saying Bitcoin wants to head back up to $92,000. I think I said there's a chance up closer towards 95, but ultimately what I'm watching today, and I'm going to show you, 92 does look like a very good level. Why is this significant though? Why am I saying 92 or 95? Why am I not saying $100,000 or $110,000 or $115,000? And the reason why is because it's always good to keep an eye on what is happening across several different time frames, right? I even saw someone earlier today with different things I've called out. Sometimes I'm bullish, sometimes I'm bearish. Like, Tim, you keep flip-flopping being bullish and bearish. Well, I do occasionally change my mind, right? I have that ability to take in new information and change my overall perspective. Sometimes I get things wrong and I have to change my mind because the charts have forced me to. But I want to be very clear. I think the same thing about Bitcoin and the price action of the future right now that I thought a week ago. Even though new information has come out, I have the exact same opinion. Right now, Bitcoin, since the highs back in January, are in what we call a bear trend. I dare would even say, I think it's okay to call this a mini bear market. If you're willing to call last summer a mini bear market, then let's call what we're in right now a mini bear market, okay? Bitcoin didn't quite fall 30%, or actually it might have hit, no, it's not quite 30%. It's like literally right on the edge, like 30% on the dot or 229.95. Either way, let's round it. Let's call it 30%. Bitcoin's down 30%. Now, something cool about 30% is you are sitting at a kind of historical level where when you look at macro bull markets, right? Micro and macro, macro bull markets, it's very common for Bitcoin to pull back 30% and still stay in a macro bull market. But if you want to call it a micro bear market, I'm fine with that. And the truth is, we're still in it. And until we get back above, first of all, 95,000, but in reality, I really think getting back above 100,000 is the key level. We're still in this negative trend. We have to change from lower highs and lower lows. See all these highs going down marked by that red line and all the lower lows marked by this green line. As long as they both keep going downward, this is a bear trend, not a bull trend. What does this mean, though? Within this bear trend, we have structure to the upside. That means we can get back up here to $92,000, $93,000 and still be in this bear trend. So if you're asking what is going to happen, well, I am bullish right now, and I'm going to show you on the charts why, believing that we are making our way back up here above 90, up towards $92,000. I also think unless we get a major bullish breakout, a move back above 100K, I believe that after hitting 92,000, it still is likely and on the table that we should reverse and come back down and hit $74,000 probably later on in March. And I'm going to explain to you why that is using the charts and explain this. But what this means, everybody, is when you think about the next couple of days, when you think about the micro time frames, Tim right now is bullish. But then, Tim, what about 74,000? Well, Tim might be in a small time frame bullish, but on a larger time frame, he's bearish. But then you zoom out and you take a look at how the bull market's performed overall. Well, macro, Tim is bullish, right? So I am both right now, bullish and bearish. The question is, what time frame are we looking at? What grand scheme of things are we looking at? That will always differ. That being said, let's get into some things. I want to show you one cool thing. We talked about this with Caleb Franzen yesterday. He was on the show. Love having Caleb Franzen. We talked about yesterday how we had rejected on the 200 daily SMA and that 200 daily cloud. Well, if today closes where we currently are or higher, we're going to be good about getting back over that 200. This is something I kind of pointed out yesterday that if you go back to last summer, we lost the 200 daily SMA back last summer in July, treated it as resistance before shortly breaking back through. Of course, the rest of the summer, we would go back and forth, flirting above and below the 200. But at the moment, this is something that I think we might be seeing somewhat of a repeat of what we saw last July in 2024. Again, we rejected on the 200. Now we're moving back to the upside. By the way, I'm going to take a quick pause for a second. Man, you might need to lower my mic. I mean, people can also turn my volume down. I see like a couple comments saying, don't scream, Tim. Don't be so loud. One thing about these earphones, I use these to hear Smay and Tshroom, but they make me feel muffled. So I apologize if it sounds like I'm screaming, everybody. I will whisper from here on out.
You sound great,
nobody's
Tim.
eardrums. No, we're whispering, Tshroom. I want you to whisper too for everybody, so that we cannot break ear. Okay, never mind. That's stupid. All right, let's go into this and let's take a look. Tim, why is 92,000 on the table? Let's talk 92,000, everybody. Why is it here? Again, shout out to Luxalgo. It is going to be what we are watching for. If you don't use Luxalgo, I have my favorite trading strategy in the world is using the Luxalgo oscillator and then the Luxalgo signals and overlays. I'm going to explain to you what's going on, showing you why both 92,000 and 74,000 are still on the table. You guys ready? Let's do it. Oscillator, Luxalgo oscillator. Anytime there's three factions here: reversals, momentums, and money flow. Right? This is a super powered oscillator. I love it. If I can get all three of them to come into agreement or in confluence, that is a buy signal if they're all bullish. It's a sell signal if they're all bearish. Well, what do we have right now on the 4-hour chart? Green reversals. We have the bullish momentum. And here, over the last couple of hours, the money flow is officially positive. What does this mean? This means buy, right? You see these things happen, you buy. You're longing this up, okay? What do you long it to? Well, you long it at least to the bottom of what's called the bearish smart trail of the signals and overlays, okay? These are indicators you only get with Luxalgo. Think of this as like a significant moving average, a significant bearish moving average on this time frame. This range is technically coming in between 87,000 and 90,400. But I always like to be conservative. If I was only trading the 4-hour chart, or if I only saw buy signals on the 4-hour chart, I would trade it and take my profit up here at 87,200. However, we're going to keep expanding because anytime you see a buy signal on a lower time frame, you want to kind of work your way up and say, how high does this bullishness get before it turns bearish? Well, I'm going to jump up to the 12-hour chart where you'll see a smart trail significantly higher. But let's take a look at what the 12-hour chart is saying. Going back in here, green reversal, bullish momentum. You see the green line. And guess what? See that money flow? That red cloud right there, it's trending to the upside. Guys, that's my buy signal. That means it's not just the 4-hour that's saying buy, it's the 12-hour as well. What does that mean? Well, that smart trail is coming in low end 89,700, high end 92,600, almost 93,000, but 92.9, right? Let's call it 92.9. Very cool. All right. Well, all of a sudden, the 4-hour chart, we might see a small rejection right here over the weekend around 87.2, but it looks like over the next couple of days, over the weekend, maybe early next week, Bitcoin does want to continue up above $90,000. Well, let's keep on searching. We'll speed up here a little bit. Daily chart. Now, daily chart's been flirting with us. We actually got a buy signal last week here around March 3rd. That's why I've been saying for over a week, I think 92K is on the table. But guess what? Green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. And even though we dipped here for a little bit, the positive money flow is back. The green momentum is back. We set up some nice bullish divergence where the oscillators went higher on the lows, but the price action went lower. This is a very good sign. Where are we looking here? Low end, 89.6, very similar to 12-hour. 89.6, high end, 93,000. Either way, again, right in that zone at 92,000. So, Tim, you might be saying, Tim, why aren't we saying 90,000 then? Like, why are we going up to these higher ranges? Why are we not going with the lower ones? Well, let's get to the highest and final chart that is still saying that we should be buying Bitcoin. Right now, it is the 2-daily chart, ladies and gentlemen. Green reversal, green momentum, positive money flow. Where's the bottom of that smart trail? It's coming in here at 92,600. It is slightly ticking down, so that's why I'm giving it a little bit of wiggle room that says we could have it happen in a couple of days and end up meeting the smart trail right there around that red resistance, right there around a former support level in 92,100. All of those things are saying that the short-term move, the next move is bullish and we're going back up, okay? That is why we're so bullish right now. That's why even we process some of the news that's coming out, we're still bullish. These are catalysts that are going to cause us to go to the right direction. What I want to prepare you for, though, and this is going to kind of transition here a little bit and still look at technicals, but also prepare you for sentiment. I put this out on X earlier today. Last week, there was a doom and gloom feeling in the crypto markets that nothing was going well, right? Everyone was convinced the macro bear markets here were going to go crazy, crazy far to the downside. And I told you, hey, more than likely, we're going to be moving back up towards 92K. People called me crazy. People called me delusional. People called me the perma bull, okay? Well, the fear and greed index had dropped below 10. Last week, it dropped back down to like 16. I want to take a look at this fear and greed index and kind of talk about the sentiment we're seeing right now. Now, this is not update. I'll have to go and look at this. Yesterday, not yesterday, last night, but the day before, we were still in fear, but we printed a 45 on the fear and green index. Still technically fear, but I believe the way this works is the minute it gets to 46, it's in neutral. So we literally got the highest we could possibly get on the fear and green index on the alternative.me website and didn't tick into neutral. That being said, right now, if I were to refresh this page, let's take a look at what it says now. I think it's down back to 27. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But overall, we have kind of emerged back to levels of confidence we haven't seen since February when we were over 90K. And then you go to X and people are getting overly bullish, but we're only at $85,000. Okay. I'm not saying that means the top is in right now. What I'm saying is I don't like how, despite the fact that Bitcoin is still in a bear trend since January, people all of a sudden are getting a lot more confident about the bull market being back. And I'm bullish. I think the bull market's still here. But I'm expecting that when the real rally gets going again, there will be this kind of feeling like people are saying, oh, that's just the boy that cried wolf scenario. Like, I think when Bitcoin gets back above 90K, there will be an overall massive feeling of this is too good to be true. They're just getting our hopes up again. This is going to fail, right? And so because of this, again, I believe we're going to $92,000, ladies and gentlemen. I think that is the next move. I think we get up to 92. I think we reject. And I think we come back down here closer towards, if not below, $74,000. And let me show you why. Still using Luxalgo, right? Luxalgo said 4 hours bullish, 12 hours bullish, daily is bullish, 2 dailies bullish. What about the 2 weekly chart, though? That tells us kind of a more longer term situation. Well, let's go look at the Luxalgo oscillator. Remember I told you all the things bullish? Flip it now. Look at this chart and flip what you're looking at. Red reversal. Bearish divergence. That gray dot is not red, it's gray for bearish. Bearish momentum. And look at the money flow. That money flow is going down. What does this mean? Well, this is a sell signal. We look at that smart trail. When the smart trail is below price action, it turns blue. It's the bullish support level. You look at that smart trail, and that is your target for the short position. Okay, this trade triggered back on February 3rd, technically. I think it's going to be closer to like February 17th when it was confirmed, but you could have triggered on February 3rd here. Go to the price action and look at what that means. That means February 3rd right here. It triggered when we were in the price action of just below 100,000. Confirmed when we were sitting here about 93. I thought it might have been played out. Guess what happens, though? We've made it close, but we have not made it down to this smart trail. Smart trail coming in high end 74,100. Low end, it's coming in down here at 65,000. To make matters worse, if I go over here to the daily chart, I'm going to turn off that indicator and we pull up the Broz liquidations indicator. Give me just a second, but you'll see as we look at where there's heavy amounts of longs that would be liquidated or shorts that would be liquidated, or in other words, big targets where manipulating whales like to go after to get rid of retail investors, the daily chart is showing us there's a massive chunk down here at 65,000 right there at the bottom range of that 2 weekly smart trail. If I go to the 8-hour chart, kind of get some more range, you'll see a big fat chunk. Let me let it load for a second, but you'll see a big fat chunk coming in down here at 74,000. There we go. Again, if you don't know what liquidations are, these are levels that are pretty much saying there are people that entered leveraged long positions and they said, if the price drops to this level, in this case, 74,000, I want out of my trade. Whales and experienced traders use these charts to target and go after inexperienced, over-leveraged trade positions or retail investors. Don't ignore this. Don't ignore the sentiment. Don't ignore the charts. Make sure you realize, again, lower time frames like the 4-hour, daily, 2 daily, they're all bullish. But you come over here and you look at the 2 weekly and you see that right now we are still in a bear trend, lower highs, lower lows. Again, on those timelines, there's not a strong reason as to why we should not end up tapping this 2 weekly smart trail. We did it last summer. Come back and look over here. You guys are saying, oh, Tim, that's not going to happen in a bull market. We literally just did it last summer in July. And then guess what? We took off to the upside. I'm not predicting a prolonged bear market. I'm not saying the bull market's over. I'm saying we have a strong sell signal on a time frame. A lot of things are saying we're very close to it. Why would we give up now? Now, technical analysis is not 100%, right? I am willing to be wrong about this in the same way I was wrong about 90K holding as support. This automatically, it should have been one of the reasons why I shouldn't have said 90K was support, yet I did, and I was wrong. Where I will admit that I'm wrong. You might say, Tim, if we go to 92, will you say if we get above 92 we're wrong? No. No, I won't. I will continue to say it's going to be the 100K range. The high we had pretty much from back here on February 21st until we break back above $100,000. We are still technically in this bearish trend, and that 2-weekly sell signal could very easily still play out and hit that 74, potentially as low as 65K. But I like 74. Go back and retap the high from last summer. That is still what is on the table. And even though the news today is very bullish, and Donald Trump came out and said, you can go off my chart now here, Smay. Donald Trump's come out and say the economy's going to boom like never before. And you know what? I believe him. I just don't think it'll happen yet. I know that market manipulators can be a little bit too crafty, more crafty than that, to allow retail to understand fully how things go. I believe what's going to happen is we ride to 92, causing a lot of people in this community as well to be very, very bullish and to think the bull market's back. And then, despite all the bullish news that has come out here recently, as price crashes back down towards 74,000, you will think, well, I'm never falling for bullish news ever again. I'm not listening to anyone who's bullish. They're the boy that cried wolf. I'm selling and I'm leaving crypto forever. We bottom out there somewhere around $74,000. We take off to new bull markets. You don't come back until Bitcoin's over 150, maybe pushing $200,000 per coin. That's just the sad reality of how manipulation works. You can ride with the manipulators. You can be patient and ride it all the way through, or you can be short-term, short-viewed, and whiny and fuss about it, complain about it, and get out of the markets. That decision is completely up to you. As for me, I'm going to ride the waves. I'm going to look for the signs of manipulation. I'm going to buy the dips, but ultimately I'm going to hodl, because I know the long-term trajectory is to the upside. With that said, let me know in the comments what you guys think. We're over 1,000 viewers here today. Please get those likes up, everybody. If you want to see a live trade, what's our number here today? 500 likes. I mean, it's got to be 500 likes still. 500 likes, and we'll do a live trade setup to match our successful one from the other day. Our ONDO trade is not over yet. Maybe we'll check in on the ONDO trade here in a little bit. But we have some successful live community trades you can get in on. Just got to get 500 likes. Morgan Powell with the super chat says, Moon math on Moonwell, please. Still bullish. That's going to be, Morgan, the best thing is going to be talking to Crux about Moonwell. I do not do a lot of analysis on Moonwell. It's not an old coin. Well, is Moonwell an old coin?
No.
I keep forgetting. There's one coin that people bring up that I wasn't familiar with, but it ended up being a lot older than I thought. Let's take a look here real quick. Go to my screen again. Coinbase is not very old. And the problem with this is when a coin doesn't have a whole lot of history, it's hard to do long-term analysis. I don't know how old it is, again, but on the Coinbase chart, for example, this is the daily chart. We only have, how many candles of price action to work with here? We only have 170 candles. We're close. I like to tell people, I like to see 200 candles before I really like doing technical analysis on something.
On KuCoin, it goes back to 2022, August of 2022. So
okay. That could help. All right, that's going to give me 200 candles on the daily chart. I don't think it's going to be weekly or anything, but it's going to give me 200 candles on the daily chart. Oh, it might be 200 weekly. Anyway, mathematically, I think it should be 200 weekly. Let's take a look here at what this is doing. Thank you for the super chat there, and then we're going to get into some conversations. We'll just kind of stick on that more macro perspective, but here is a problem, I will say, with Moonwell. Again, Bitcoin has been respecting these kind of nicely. Oh, I guess those are technically good too, because I say that's a pretty major buy signal right there in this downtrend. But that buy signal, we touched the smart trail. This one we failed. Okay, actually, this is a failure. And what the failure tells you, if you ever use this trade setup and it fails, it does not fail often, right? It only fails probably 10% of the time. But what that tells you, if you get a buy signal and it does not come back up and touch the smart trail, that communicates just how strong the bulls really are. And then you can't really trust another buy signal until it works. Well, guess what? Today, we have the daily buy signal working again. Green reversal. Let me zoom in here. Green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. And then guess what? We came up here and we touched the smart trail. If this can sustain and keep going, you can make your way all the way back up here to the red reversal cloud, back towards 5 cents. But what I would tell you right now on Moonwell's daily chart is it had a buy signal. It was bullish. It has now hit its target. And so I would be skeptical about riding this wave too much further unless I start to see like major buy signals on larger time frames. Okay, 2 daily chart. There we go. Buy signals in play. Has this one failed here recently? You don't really have a buy signal in there. You really can't say this is the first real good buy signal. That would suggest a move back up to 4 cents is on the table for KuCoin. And let me look at some other indicators here as well, though. It's going to be a big deal to get above the daily smart trail, get above this 2 daily bearish breaker block where there is some sell orders in play. So it's like, can we get above 3 cents? Well, if we get above 3 cents, I think the next stop is going to be 4 cents. But who knows there? From a more macro perspective, again, is there 200 weekly candles? Close enough. Let's just do our best here, but realize this is going to be hard to really get going. We're not at a buy signal yet on the weekly chart, green reversal, but we don't have the bullish momentum. We don't have positive money flow. However, we can start to take a look at major support levels. We had this down below us. Let's look at liquidations from a daily perspective. Do we have a lot of heavy liquidations down below us? That could be a major sign that we don't want to go to the downside. Yeah, I don't know if Moonwell's a risky pick right now. Bullish trend right there. I like the higher highs, higher lows. You are kind of hitting a trending support level right in here. You kind of drop below it, though, if you're going to mix that. It's a risky buy right now, but again, to make a lot of money, you do have to take heavy risk. In fact, more often than not, the highest beneficial, profitable investments were the ones that were also extremely highly risky when you entered it. For me, though, I kind of want to see a break of bearish structure and a move back to the upside before I go long-term investing. Yeah, let's get back above 3 cents, even 4 cents. I mean, that's going to be a short-term trade. Let's get back above these lower highs, and then we can start talking about Moonwell potentially being a good investment. With that said, though, thank you for that super chat. Let's do it back over to Tshroom and get into some conversation here. Tshroom, what do you think the best thing to talk about is right now? Again, a lot of people coming in here. We'll do some technical analysis here later on in the show. A lot of people coming in with our title and our headline, just assuming we are long-term bullish. I think I just laid out on the charts a lot of different reasons as to why I'm short-term bullish. Long-term have not necessarily said the bottom is in yet. How are you feeling right now about these markets, and how are you processing the news that you're seeing on a daily basis and informing your investment decisions?
Well, to put it in kind of the frame of today, I'm long-term bullish, and short-term 75 is still very much on the table. And that's the way that I would put it. And I think, Tim, I'm compelled by your argument that we'll go higher and maybe even get back up above 90, not be able to hold, and then come back down to 75. Either way, it doesn't really change a whole lot about my strategy, which is just to continue to buy Bitcoin, for so many reasons. But long-term, very bullish, and short-term, 75 still on the table.
Yeah. I agree with you. We're going to engage with chat here for a second. There's a couple good chats here. Mike Bennett said, "Did you even say please today?" Isn't the meme? Did you even say thank you? Good stuff there. Lucky Louie has a good question here. And we explain this from time to time, but maybe Lucky, if you're newer here, thank you so much for being a part of the community today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. He said, "Tim, if you believe we're going to 90K and then drop back down to 74K, then why not sell at 90,000 and buy back on drop?" Here's what I've learned, Lucky, in my time investing. If I had a crystal ball to know with 100% certainty that was going to happen, let's just even say I could say confidently 95% certain that was going to happen, then I absolutely would do that, right? I would run all those scenarios and say, what would be best for me to do is to ride this long, get above 90K, sell everything, and then buy back in bulk at 74. The problem is I don't have a crystal ball. And unless you have found one and you want to send that to me, nobody has one of those things. I have to play out the long-term probabilities and the risk to reward of any given movements. That being said, this is why I preach so heavily that you should have two different styles of portfolios when you're investing in general, but even specifically in crypto. You have your long-term bag and you have your trading bag, right? What this means is I have a certain amount of crypto that I bought a long time ago. I've been in crypto now since 2020, right? Not as old as some people in the space, but older than some of the newer ones, right? I have crypto that I have never sold. I bought back at $11,000, never sold. And I won't sell for a very, very long time. I do plan on taking profits when Bitcoin is at much, much higher levels than now. Not a lot of Bitcoin profits. Actually, it's going to be more altcoins I take profit in. But I have a lot of crypto that I want to just wait long term. And I'm going to ride the waves. And the reason why is because I don't know if any of you have ever done this before, especially early in my investing days. I did do a couple things with other investments. Like, not again, I haven't sold a single Satoshi of what I bought back in 2020, but I had some other purchases that I kind of did the math. Like, oh, okay, let me look at the charts here. All right, we're at this level now. I think we're going to drop all the way down to this level. Let me sell up here, and then I'll double my money when we drop by 50%, or I'll 25% move to the upside of my money if I just drop buying back here. And you know what ended up happening? I ended up selling a bottom and the price action took off. And I said to myself, that's happened to me twice, actually. I said, never again. I'm not doing this anymore. My long-term portfolio, I will ride the 50% move to the downside, the 70% move to the downside, and then the 1,000% move to the upside. When we get to my significant level, when I have the money to do what I want to do, whether it's buy a house or I want to buy a new business or whatever, I will then take profit to diversify my money into something else. But what I have is a trading portfolio on the side, and I am buying and selling and longing and shorting all of the time there. So when you ask the question, Lucky Louie, if I believe we're going to 90K and then dropping back to 74,000, why not sell it all? Well, I'm not going to sell my long-term portfolio, but my short-term, my trading portfolio, I'm longing with 10x leverage right now. And actually, I think some of it's in 20x. I have two different things going on. I have a 20x long and a 10x long on Bitcoin that I'm going to be taking profits at 91,800. I talked about this the other day. What's going to happen with that? Again, that's selling, taking profits. I'm going back into USDT. I will then flip. I will wait for bearish confirmation, right? I want to wait. I want to see, do we make it to 94, 95? Do we stop at 92? Once I feel good about the rejection, I'm not just selling and buying back at 74,000. I will enter a leverage short and I'll trade down, right? So with my long-term portfolio, I'm kind of doing this seesaw thing where during bullish trends, I'm making a lot of money. During bearish trends, I'm losing a lot of money, but I'm just riding the waves. My trading portfolio, I can make money or lose money if I don't do it successfully, but recently it's been more successful. I can make money no matter which direction the market goes. I'm profitable over the last year trading my portfolio because if we're going up, I'm longing. If we're going down, I'm shorting. If I guess the wrong direction, let's say I'm in a long and all of a sudden the markets drop off. Like I was in a long position at 90K thinking that was the bottom, right? I was wrong. What did I do? I put a stop loss in a little bit below 90K. So when we drop back down below, all of a sudden I get out and now I have this USDT, this cash on the side to buy the next bottom. Guess what I told you that next bottom was going to be? 77,000. We put in a trade at 77,112. That's exactly the long that we're in right now. So when you ask the questions, any of you ask this question, why not sell it all at those highs? If you think you're going lower, why not sell it all and go back down? Always have proper risk to reward ratio. My long-term portfolio, I am hodling and I'm riding that spot investment to the moon. My short-term trading portfolio, I'll play with it. I'll be more risky. I'll have leverage positions, but I will absolutely buy and sell and buy and sell and buy and sell. And that's exactly what my strategy is at the moment. If you guys want to do it with me, I've given you kind of the keys to the kingdom right here in this video. If you want to trade other assets or get more information about how I handle where to put my stop loss, where do I put my take profits, when to know when to get out of a trade early and when to stick it out, these are all conversations we have in our VIP trading group. And I teach people in the Broz Academy over in our Discord. So very good question. And hopefully that answer made a lot of sense to you guys that are interested in how to handle when to buy and when to sell, when to just let things ride. That's my scenario, how I do it. All right, let's keep going on here, checking out some other things. We got a lot of coins today. It's a Friday. I think it's okay to do a lot of technical analysis on people's favorite coins. Tshroom, before I do that, though, again, people want to look at ONDO. We're on ONDO long at the moment with the community. People want to take a look at a couple other coins. Chainlink and SUI have both popped off today, kind of leading the markets. Anything you want to say to people, Tshroom, or any conversation you think that we need to have before we move into some further Q&A today?
Yeah. So really quickly, Tesla. If you go to my my chart here, I can show you all. Got a buy rating here on the 4-hour. Tesla looking really nice. Also on the oscillator matrix from Luxalgo, you've got a little reversal delta there, reversal dot, and a significant move to the upside. And that's just the 4-hour. If I go to the daily, but stay on the oscillator matrix, you see that we're also coming out of oversold, coming out of that oversold threshold. That's going to be
very close to
nice.
A buy signal right there. Yeah. What is this? This is Tesla?
Tesla. Yeah. So not a buy signal yet on the daily, but on the 4-hour, you do have a buy signal, and this is looking pretty darn good. Also, Remember that Tesla has shed, along with the crypto markets, a lot of other stocks have too in the Mag 7, down 50% to live price from those highs, up just under 500 prices per share on back in mid-December. So this has had a nice reprice to the downside. Folks are going to want to look at that. Similar kind of outcome here with MSTR, although not as clear cut that this is as much of a buy. But bros, this is something I've been accumulating through this pullback. MSTR really good here, and then we can settle on this before we get back into the comments. We had
real quick though,
Tshroom,
before we transition, I'm supposed to use a chime. I didn't want to interrupt you there. I want to stick on Tesla though, because I want to do a teaching moment for people with that Lux Algo indicator, because you hit it dead on, right? It's not a buy signal yet. I want to show people though, Tshroom, why I actually would go ahead and enter that buy on Tesla, and what you're looking for just in terms of technical analysis to know when the buy signal comes. So go to my screen here, Smay. We're going to focus on that oscillator. Why is this not a buy signal? We have the green reversal and we have the bullish momentum. And you might even say, Tim, the money flow looks like it's going positively. Well, you guys see that thin red line. We call it the bearish threshold. On the bullish side, there's a thin green line. It's the bullish threshold. I do not call it positive money flow until we are above the thin red line. If we never got down below it and we're still above it, then we're good to go. But until you're back above the bearish threshold or below the green, the bullish threshold, you don't have your positive or negative money flow just yet to enter your trade, right? So what we're waiting for is this money flow to get back above the threshold and to close. Yes, keyword here, candle needs to close above it, and then all of a sudden we have our buy signal. Now, I'm going to tell you why I would enter this long right now. Guess where this long is going to be? It's actually going to be a little longer, but the daily chart is suggesting Tesla should make its way back up to $300, potentially even back up towards $320. I always like to check surrounding time frames. All right. The 12-hour, very, very close to getting its own buy signal, but it's almost identical to the daily. Green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow, the bubble's popping. We're not there yet. So you might say, okay, Tim, we're still waiting on this. Well, it's actually to the upside. And this happens from time to time. It's very rare, but I've never seen this happen and this end up being a faked out signal. So I can't tell you it'll never fail. I'm just saying I personally have never seen a low time frame like the daily chart have almost a confirmed buy signal, but then fake out when a higher time frame has one. Let's go to the 2 daily chart. Green reversal, bullish momentum. You see what that is right there? We're above that bearish threshold. We have positive money flow. Technically, I want to see the candle close, so you can't go just yet. You have to wait till tonight. But if it does, all of a sudden, forget just even the daily target of 300. We're talking about maybe back up to 330 on this 2 daily buy signal, maybe even as high as 360. So a little tidbit there on Tesla. Very good signs on that 12-hour and daily being close, but with the 2 daily showing us we already have the criteria. I have never seen that. I'm being very honest with you guys. I have never seen this not make a move to the upside with how that is looking on the charts. Very rare that a higher time frame saying buy confirmed and the lower chart hasn't just yet. So with that said, Tshroom, I'm going to throw it back to you for that news headline, and we'll get back and take a look at some other coins, technical analysis as well.
Absolutely. And as we're headed back to our talk here on American tax that could have some big implications in liquidity, there's a chat here. Just a Dude said, great job on the algo video. That's right. Alpha Bros is our sister channel. It's our channel. We made it. Crux makes amazing deep dive videos on projects, the latest of which is Algorand. If you're an Algorand holder, you want to learn more about the project, go check out Alpha Bros, link in the description. Just a Dude really liked it. Jumping over to my screen, Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick says President Trump's goal is to eliminate taxes for anyone earning less than $150 per year. Now, Grant Cardone has done some math on this, and I thought it was pretty helpful. He said no tax on 150 grand saves 12 million households $38,000 a year in federal taxes. This puts money in the middle class family to buy homes. That's what he cares about. He's a big real estate guy. It's a brilliant, executable, practical, and viable action by President Trump. $38,000 per family. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of liquidity unlocked. Think about the stimulus checks and the role that played in helping ascend asset prices during the pandemic. 38,000 is way more. Now, not everybody's going to get that, but a lot of people will get that. That's a lot of money, Tim.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how his mathematics going to work there. I'm not checking it completely, but I wonder if he's saying every household that's under 150,000 would pay if you every one of them 38,000. Obviously, if you only made like $50,000, you're not paying 38,000 of it in taxes. Either way, more money in the pockets of the everyday American to pay for their goods and services, to buy a house. Heck, again, we told you guys before. I'm gonna be very quick here. The reason I wasn't anti-tariff is because if we can fund the government by putting tariffs on foreign-made products, and that's how we fund the federal government, but you don't take my taxes, and then I can pick and choose which items I want to buy and which ones I don't want to buy. Some people will save a massive amount of money paying slightly higher prices, but then also not paying taxes. At the end of the day, I still think there's a scenario in which tariffs come down and we see the price of inflation on goods and services drop as well. So this could be amazing, very amazing for the people of the United States. I can't wait to see the political games being played, where, of course, the Democratic Party is supposed to be the party of the people, the party of the laborer. How are they going to argue with this bill? How are they going to find a way to try to make Trump look like a bad guy with this proposition? It won't work for them as far as getting new voters in the future election. So it's gonna be very fun. It's gonna be very fun to watch the fun and games in Washington, D.C. and see who says what about this bill. That being said, let's get back into here with some Q&A. We got a lot of questions and super chats.
Yeah.
Here we go. Reading the chat there. Not going to read them out loud, though. But hey, listen, I said it before earlier. This is a time of the markets where a lot of people have some crazy opinions back and forth. Whether you are here because you love the bros, if you are, love you too. Thank you for being here. If you come here because you disagree with us and hate us and just want to cause problems, well, keep it respectful. Tell us if you disagree with us. We're glad you're here as well, right? There's nobody that we want to kick out of the group. Again, if you're disrespectful or causing problems, yeah, we're going to ban you from the channel. Not because you're right and we're wrong, just because we're trying to build a healthy, uplifting, informative community here with Investing Bros. Being a toxic hater and clown and just insulting people for the sake of insulting people, that's not going to fly, right? Disagree with us. Tell us why we're wrong. Tell us what you think. Keep it respectful. Super chat from Boss Queek said, is FET a good buy right now? Still a good project? I will say I think FET's still a good project. I'm not going to say anything about the fundamentals of FET being bad. I think the chart itself has been kind of in a rough spot. But you know what? There's two trains of thoughts with how you invest, whether you're in crypto or the stock market. You can be a confirmation trader, which means you only buy in confirmed uptrends and you only sell in confirmed downtrends. Now, with that, you're never going to buy a bottom and you're never going to sell a top, okay? But hopefully you're overall profitable in the long run. Contrarian traders look for where charts don't always look the best. They look for when the blood looks really ugly, and that's their favorite way to invest. When it comes to FET, and in reality, we're talking about the AI space as a whole, this is a great example of blood in the streets, not a bullish trend. Let's go to, you're on my screen already, Smay. Look at you. Head of the curve. Look at this guy. Who thinks Smay deserves a raise from $1.20 an hour to $2 an hour? Let us know in chat. All right, let's go into here. Just kidding. He makes a lot more than that. This is what I'm talking about. Bearish structure, right? No person who invests in confirmation movements is investing in FET right now. Why? Because if you go back all the way here to March, right, most cryptos set higher highs in December than March. FET did not. And I'll save you some time. Pretty much every crypto AI did not. Does that mean crypto AI is finished, it's done, it's over? No, it's a big part of how the future is going to be. It just means in a short time frame, this has had a bearish structure. Lower highs, lower lows since March of 2024. We're back down. Just the other day, FET hit a level, a price action it hadn't seen since back in November of 2023. Okay? With that said, we're looking at a project that I still believe, I'm not going to get into the details here, but I still believe has strong fundamentals. It is down 85% from this market highs. A contrarian would look at this and say, even before I look at support resistance, a project with good fundamentals is down 85%. Goodbye. Not goodbye, like I'll leave you, like good buy, comma buy. All right, I'm gonna hurt myself with this sentence here. This is an attractive looking spot if you believe in FET's fundamentals. With that said, let's take a look at some strong long-term support resistance levels and things that are interesting. When you look at the daily chart, we're sitting on a daily chart strong support level, but I think for this one, because of how bloody it is, you really got to take a look at the weekly chart. So this order block from way back on February 5th, 2024 did suggest this would be a high level of liquidations or liquidity. People wanted to buy up here around $5.44. So we're sitting a little bit lower than that. So that chart, that supply level or that support level would suggest this is a fantastic time to buy. But remember we talked about yesterday, even with Caleb Franz on the show, we have if-then statements. If we hold here, this is a perfect spot here. If we lose this and can start closing weekly candles below this order block, all of a sudden, you're looking at some lower levels here. I think there's going to be a little bit here on 31 cents. You also could look at 21 cents and say, man, that is the next significant weekly support level. There's some other things we can take a look at here as well, but with us kind of coming into that green support band with that order block, if the simple question is this a good time to buy FET or is this a good price to buy FET? I would classify this as a good buy. I can't call it perfect. I can't confirm the bottom's in. I can't tell you that we won't make another 50% move to the downside back towards 22, 23 cents to that order block. But I can tell you, you're down 85% from earlier this year. That is a good buy on a project that fundamentally is still strong. And even though I don't have a price prediction to give you right off the top of my head here, I will not be surprised to see FET hit new all-time highs when the AI sector comes back as being a big deal. It's just not hot right now. But again, if you're a confirmation buyer, you're staying away from this. If you're a contrarian buyer, this looks like a very good situation. Macro as well, you see this white dotted line. I can kind of fill that in and draw something different here so you guys can see it better. This is a long uptrending level of support. It would suggest we could go a little bit lower here back towards 31. So I'll kind of just make the statement, anything between right now and 31, I can't promise you we go lower. Although if Bitcoin does fall back to 74, it would make sense for FET to make another move to the downside as well. $30 31 cents, 30 cents area, probably a really good area to rebounce on that green uptrending support level. So if you want to be patient and wait for that, or if you want to go ahead and go in right now, I would say anything in that yellow box is probably going to be a good, maybe not perfect, but good buy signal for FET. All right, Go Gators, says J.A. Lucky Getford. We're going to take a look at a couple other coins in a second, but I got to get through the super chats. Tiny Tim said, is Stacks good long-term and worth holding? Please do some TA on it. Thank you, Broz. Okay. Tiny Tim. Love the name. I used to be so bullish on Stacks. I used to think the concept of having a layer 2 on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is bigger. It's a little clunkier. It's not as fast as some other altcoins. Having a layer 2 speedy solution is going to be amazing, right? And that's what FET. That's what Stacks was. Stacks is the number one clear-cut layer 2 solution for Bitcoin. I am no longer as fundamentally bullish on Stacks as I once was. Reason why? They're finding other solutions to layer Bitcoin. In fact, one of my other favorite coins, I'm kind of having a happy replacement here. Cardano, effectively, even though it's a layer 1 itself, it has its own things going on, it also is acting as a layer 2 solution, a scaling solution for Bitcoin. It's going to benefit from Bitcoin's higher liquidation or liquidity levels. So it's kind of a very helpful situation. Cardano makes Bitcoin more accessible and faster and scalable, and Bitcoin helps Cardano have higher liquidity and makes it a more attractive investment. So I'm not even going to go to the charts on Stacks, Tiny Tim. I sold my Stacks a year and some change ago when I didn't like how the chart, well, not a year ago. Let me back up. Fall. I don't know why I said a year. Months ago, about 4 or 5 months ago, when that announcement came out about Cardano partnering with Bitcoin, I went ahead and said, all right, the fundamental reason for Stacks to make it long-term just doesn't add up to me. You want to take some risks? You want to be a contrarian? Maybe there's still some money to be made, but I have better investments elsewhere. Let's check in on ONDO, and then we'll check in on the two coins that are pumping here. I'm a little faster. Not yesterday, I apologize. 2 days ago, we set up a long position here on ONDO on the 4-hour chart. It's playing out beautifully. If you guys are wondering what this Fibonacci is, I have raised my stop loss. If you guys are not in our VIP trading group, if you're in our VIP trading group, you'll see these all the time. If you're not, you won't know when I update things. I put my stop loss originally all the way down at 76.5 cents. My stop loss currently is sitting up here at 82 cents. Why? Because actually, now I need to go ahead and raise this. I don't want to stay in if we lose a golden pocket return. So actually, this is updated. I need to go do this after the show. I'm now going to have my stop loss sitting here at 83. 83.6 cents on ONDO. We set this other day with an entry at 80.74. Look at the entry we got there. I usually, when I set up trades, just so you guys know, and I set up longer term limit orders, I usually end up having something like this happen, right? I very rarely get the bottom of a support level perfectly because things are just kind of tricky like that. When I enter trades, my whole thought process is, what is a significant support level I don't want to miss? What is a significant level that if we drop below, I don't want to be in this trade anymore? And then after I know those two options, then I take a look to the upside and say, all right, where do I want to take profit long term? Well, on the 4-hour chart, we entered a buy signal here. We have long-term. I actually could raise this up. I think I told our community earlier today, you can either keep your take profit if you enter this at 96 cents. You also could make your way up. I think the daily chart printed a buy signal. If not the daily, that's not confirmed. Let's go to 12-hour here. 12 hours under a buy signal, okay? Well, all of a sudden, 102, $1.02 makes sense for ONDO here. So what am I doing? I am in this trade. I am already, even though I'm not closing the trade out, I am already profitable on this trade. You want to know why? Because going back over here and keeping an eye on Fibonacci retracement of the golden pocket, my stop loss is up here at 83.5 or 0.6 cents, which means if the price comes back down, I will exit my trade. I will end in profit. I'm a winner no matter what. That being said, I'll probably take 50% profit up here at 96 cents. Let the other 50% ride to $1.02. That's going to be my strategy for how to trade ONDO. Where are we on likes, Tshroom? Do we have time to set up another trade? Do we get the likes? No, we're not even close. Yeah, like 350. We need 150 likes in like 4 minutes. Not going to happen, I don't think. I don't think you guys can do it. I don't think you guys can get enough likes to enter a new trade. I will take a look at what I see on Chainlink, though. Chainlink up over, it was up. It's kind of dipped here over the last little bit. It was up almost 13% today. Guess where it's rejecting? It's rejecting on a 4-hour smart trail. Had a beautiful buy signal in here. Green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. We've hit that level. The question is going to be here, how far back can we pull? And then do we have prolonged upward trajectories here as well? 12-hour, I don't love how minimal that money flow is, but technically, green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. That means Chainlink, in theory, wants to make its way at least up here to 1573. If we go to the daily chart, let's see. There we go. Buy signal, green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. In case you hadn't catch it as well, that's also bullish divergence, lower lows with higher lows. I teach all this in the Broz Academy. That, ladies and gentlemen, says $17.16. All right. I'm not setting the trade up, but in case you guys are listening and reading between the lines, I'm literally setting up trades for you here, just not telling you stop losses. Do we have the 2 daily buy signal like Bitcoin? No, but we're close, okay? So keep an eye on the 2 daily smart trail. What does this mean? Well, you go back to the daily, and you look at how the charts are working. Kind of coincidental that that smart trail is coming right in line with a resistance level that's in play here. I think $17 makes a lot of sense for Chainlink to possibly get with Bitcoin moving back towards 90,000, 92,000. After that, I wouldn't be surprised to see it reject. Another coin pumping here, and then we're going to throw it over to SME for our factoid of the day. We got SUI is up over 10% today. It's making some big moves. Now, do we have the buy signals? Yes, we do. 4-hour chart buy signals in play. It still has room to go all the way to 250 before SUI's buy signals are in order here. Let's keep going up, see what they're saying. Buy signal on the 12-hour, yes. Bullish reversal, bullish divergence, bullish momentum. This is weird. I haven't seen this all today. This is positive money flow, even though it's already green. That's positive money flow. That says 12-hour, 265. What about the daily? Daily, I do believe that's green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. All right, we're cooking with grease. Back up to resistance, 287 for SUI. How about that 2 daily chart? Not yet. Bubbles forming. Guess what this means when I say this bubble's forming? It's not a buy signal yet. Could we easily do something like what I just said with Bitcoin and do something along the lines of this? If I can, come on now. There we go. Could we easily make a ride back up to resistance here, then have a little pullback? We'll look for support, wait for Bitcoin to hit like 74, give or take. Does SUI go lower than this low? Does it stay here in this range? Then it'll make us move up here towards a 2 daily smart trail. But at the moment, that is what I'm seeing on a lot of those charts. I see some other suggestions. We did a lot of technical analysis, covered a lot of coins today. Come back on Monday. We'll try to do more, but I'll tell you the number one place to be to get technical analysis daily. It's in that VIP trading group. And guess what? All these indicators I'm using, the Lux Algo indicators that are gold for trading, by simply buying it with the link down below. You get 20% off and free access to our VIP trading group, live trading sessions, trade setups channels, conversations with other pro traders as they navigate longing and shorting. We all have different opinions, by the way, as well. We have so many profitable traders, but we're not all longing and shorting the same things or the same ways. There's so many ways to make money in crypto trading. The VIP trading group is the place to be. Smay, let's bring you on up here and let's get our factoid of the day out as we wrap up this fine week of shows. What do you got for us today?
Tim, breaking news. Guys, I just have to tell you something real quick. There's a VIP trading group, there's a VIU trading group, but you know what there also is? A free Discord for all of y'all if you want to get in there and talk shop about all things cryptocurrency and SME.
There we go.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into the factoid of the day, brought to you by Decrypted.tax. The elf brought some golf lore to the table here. Which of these is a real name for a type of golf club used in the past? A, the niblick, B, the swoodle, C, the bogey stick, or D, the badger. And in this picture is that club, just so you know.
Is it badger or bagger? Do we know the pronunciation of that
The
last
bagger,
one?
right. It's the bagger. You're right.
Okay.
My bad. And this here is the club. As you can see, there's a hickory staff. This is before they had the stainless steel shafts. So we got a hickory shaft. They were notorious for breaking. This was more of a, I'll help you out here. This was more of a long range. This would have been a replacement for a 5-iron.
I have no idea, but I know there's a movie called The Bagger. I don't know if it was about this club or whatever, but that's clearly definitely a term there. The bogey stick, obviously bogey's a golf term, but that just sounds silly. I don't know about swoodle or niblick. I'm going with D, Tshroom. I don't know what you want to do, but I'm going to choose first. You're on a winning streak, so I feel like I should get first dibs. I'm going D, the bagger.
I'll go swoodle.
That's a fun one. That's just fun to say.
It's just fun to say, Tim.
Swoodle is
what it
fun
is.
To say.
Gosh. All right.
Where's
All right.
swoodle
Who's right?
from?
Maybe we're both wrong.
It is A.
We're both wrong.
The niblick.
It wasn't on my
Featured
radar.
here in this image is the niblick. Anyways, guys, thank you for playing. It's my pleasure. Great week of crypto conversations, ladies and gentlemen. Back to you.
Speaking of golf, no, Smay, come back up for a second. It's Friday. We're running a little long here. Right after this, there will be a Friday Fundamentals with Crux in that free Discord Smay talked about. You don't want to miss it. Tomorrow morning, episode 10 of Rate My Portfolio is coming out. The question, should you continue to hold altcoins or should you ditch everything for Bitcoin? Go watch tomorrow morning's video at 11 a.m. to find out about that. We've had a lot of people. We're big on golf now, right? The bros, two big loves right now. Cryptocurrency, investing, talk, and golf. A lot of people in chat have played golf. We've talked about potentially doing a meetup tournament, but Tshroom and I have talked about doing a giveaway. I'm going to throw this out in front of everybody, right? So Tshroom and I are not having this conversation behind the scenes. Smay and I are having this conversation. We're going to have this right in front of you guys for saying thank you for sticking around here towards the end. What do you guys think? Give me your immediate feedback. When Chainlink gets back, not back because it's never been there. When Chainlink gets above $50, we will hold a scramble tournament and we will do a giveaway to pay for 2 people from our community. We'll pay for their food, their golfing, and their lodging. All you would have to cover is getting to us. Location to be announced. But we'll do a scramble tournament. The 3 of us plus Crux, and then those 2 special guests. We'll have 2 teams do a tournament, but we'll do that giveaway and that tournament after Chainlink hits $50. What do you guys think about a plan like that? Who in chat would be interested in something like that?
Well, Tim, I'd love to know, what is Chainlink at right now?
Not $50. It's at a little less than $14, right? So we're gonna have to get quite a couple X's here. 4X. 4X and some change.
This idea is scrambling my brain. It's so good.
Oh, wow. Way to work in the word scramble into that.
Tim, what you're telling me is we're not going to have a scramble till 2050?
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Have little faith.
I'm bullish on Chainlink. I'm just giving you a hard time. Anyways, back to you.
I know. Tony Roses the same. Tony Roses just said nice, but it's never happening. Ye of little faith. Guys. Thank you so much for being here this week. By the way, as we kind of wrap it out, this is our last live show of the week. Just want to say once again, an extra special thank you to every one of you guys that watch all of our shows, watch all of our videos. You're in the Discord. You're part of our community. 2 years and some change ago when Tshroom and I started this channel, we had high hopes. We had high dreams. I'm blown away every single day, and I'm humbled to be able to be here with you guys to literally make a full-time living, taking care of my family, my growing family, by talking crypto and talking markets while I have you guys. I want you guys to know, even though you guys support us each and every single day, you are not taken for granted. You guys are loved. I'm so gracious and humbled to be a part of your guys' life each and every single day. Keep coming back. Tell your friends. Let's grow this thing, and let's get Chainlink above $50 and have a golf tournament. How about that? Love you guys. See you Monday. Adios.